are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am a huge fan of the show.
Well, thank you so much. I'm a huge fan of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We kind of know each other. I can't believe this is your first time on the show. That doesn't seem right, right?
I know.
How come?
I don't know, but it's good to be here for the first time.
Yeah, well, they're happy to have you. So we've met many, many times. You've been to my house twice. You came to my house to look at it to buy, and then you were trying to get LeBron James to buy it. How come he didn't buy it?
Well, I couldn't afford it. He could.
I see.
So,
I see.
you know, that was the time that he was almost coming to the Clippers.
Right.
And then it took kind of a right turn to South Beach, Miami.
Yeah. Okay. So they're happy about that. So then you came for lunch, and I understand that you didn't have a good time.
Well, I had a great time. So Ellen has a great house, impeccable taste, the artwork to die for. The problem came when she served my lunch. She thought I was like a model or something. Obviously, I'm not, because I'm a big, growing athlete, right? 6'3", 230 pounds. And the meal was this small. And I said, I hope there's others coming. And nothing came, so on the way home, I just stopped at In-N-Out Burgers and got a burger.
I'm so sorry, but then I made up for it. There's a ton of stuff in the dressing room, right?
Yeah, and it's all like Dominican food, so I love it.
Yeah, I'm glad. And then I have some shots of vodka in case this is your first time. I didn't know if you'd be nervous, so I just thought if you want to do a shot.
Well, since I didn't make your party a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, what happened? Why weren't you at the party?
Yeah, I wasn't invited.
That is not... Jennifer was one of the first ones there and one of the last ones to leave, danced the entire time. She got everyone out on the dance floor.
And how was she? Did she behave?
She was amazing. Yeah, she and Melissa McCarthy had a dance-off, which was, I think, Melissa scared her. But it was so fun. Where were you?
I was actually in Miami with my daughters.
Oh, yeah. Well, you missed a good one.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard. I was disappointed.
Yeah. So do you need to do a shot because you missed the party? Is that what you're saying?
Sure. First of all, I love this show. It's my first time, but I feel like I've been here many times. So, cheers.
To feeling like you've been many times. Woo. All right. So I have to show you, this is your first time, so what we like to do is we like to remind people of someone's body of work because, you know, so let's show a few pictures of... So there's that, and there's that. You know, just your body of work, just, you know, just because people need to see that. So you work out every single day?
Wow.
Look, you're infatuated with yourself. You're like, you can't stop looking at yourself.
I wish it was. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing.
That's how we feel.
Not every day, but I definitely try to break a sweat every day.
Like,
and I love it.
In what way?
In every way.
So wait, I have to ask you, because when Jen was here, when y'all first got together, I asked her side of the story of how y'all met. So she told me her side of the story of how you met. So I want to hear your side of how you met.
Yeah, so I describe it as the luckiest day of my life. No, but I was having a lunch with two women from my office. And we then jumped into a room and had a conference call. It was very complicated. Anyways, long story short, I'm walking outside, and I forget where I parked my car. I have no idea. And for 10 or 12 minutes, I'm sitting there, and I'm kind of getting upset now, because I'm like, how can I? Well, anyway, someone taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around, and I do not recognize this person. And it's Jennifer, but she's dressed up as Harley from Shades of Blue. And she's in her jeans and her big boots. And it took me about 4 or 5 seconds, and she says, it's Jennifer. It's Jennifer. I go, oh my God, Jennifer, you look beautiful. I was so embarrassed, and then I got a little nervous, and I'm like, this is so goofy. We all know who Jennifer is, and she's everywhere. And then we basically had a small chit chat, and she said, I said, I'm here, I'm in LA, I'm doing some work for Fox, and I'm here, and what are you doing? And she says, well, you have my number, reach out. And I went home that night, and I reached out.
Well, totally different story. First of all, how did you have her number already?
That was because we were looking at someone that in the fitness space, and I wanted to get a referral.
I see.
And it was just very basic.
Right. Okay, so that's a totally different story. She says you went up to her and you approached her at the table and started talking.
Oh my God,
I'm
no.
pretty sure.
No.
Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but isn't that what that's what she said. She said you approached her.
You know what's funny is Elaine Goldsmith Thomas, her partner, was the one that saw me first, which I can't believe it because she knows nothing about baseball. And then Jennifer saw it, and minutes later we saw her outside.
All right, well, one of you is lying.